You ever heard of if you can't beat them, join them? You heard that before, right? Well, that's the society we living in today. You know, people been beat down so much through the DNA. Like your parents' parents and your parents' parents are beaten down so much. You know what they do? They end up joining the oppression. Like nobody don't remember when things was being said to them or positions they was put in until they started treating people with the same positions they was put in. But then they had to find people of weaker quality because they couldn't destroy the people who did it to them first. So this is important because whether you know it or not, for the most part, everything around you is just being a follower to the oppression that people been going through for the last 100, 200 years. You don't even know your best qualities. Like most people don't know what their best qualities is. You know why? Because they too busy being followers. And you know what allows you to follow is learning from the mistake that you was in off the hands of somebody else. So it's like a person implement a level of negativity to you. Now you have to talk about it because it's what you went through. Instead of destroying that situation that you went through and standing on the neck of the circumstance that put you through whatever you had to go through, you would rather give it life and power and say, yo, it's this, it's that. You know, I've been working on this new meditation for myself. And it basically falls under the understanding of when things take place, I don't care what your standpoint is or who you are in my life or whatever, when things start to take place and truth reveals itself, I literally throw it in the trash. It's just that simple. Like I can't keep losing sleep to people in their lies and iniquities. The controlling aspect, it only made people worse controllers and worse dictators. It's like you had one dictator that tried to rule the world, right? And then from that dictator, it made a bunch of little mini dictators in people's families, in the job place, on your block, wherever you at, it made little dictators. And people just feel like, you know what, I have to do this to obtain many personal obtainities, which led to people being selfish. You know, a lot of people's families went through the drug era, so that created a lot of people who had a lot of messed up characteristics in their brain. Overall, more than any of that stuff, there is no strength within the people who are being or go through turmoil. So it's like you don't even remember what it is to be you from before we was changed into what we are. So now people trying to find a way. You know that term, find a way? You know what I'm saying? Like, go out here and do, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What is that you doing? You know what I mean? Whether it's pride, ego, or whatever, people don't know how to find a true way. They just go with the retrospect of something and they build on that. When in fact, the retrospect that you're building on is apartheid to the turmoil that you went through. So with all negativity, with all negative processes, what seems to happen is you automatically destroy everything that you was before the turmoil takes place, because you have to reinvent how to move around these things. And people are fine with that. Like, people are fine with that. And then you get all these other people in the world come around telling you, oh, you should do this, and this will work for you, and if you just go this direction, and da-da-da-da. It bothers me when I see the promotion of different aspects of the fuckery that actually exists. You know what I'm saying? Like, numbers do a lot. Numbers will tell you a lot. And there's branches to everything. And with these branches of understanding, you'll see that certain situations that you had to go through or deal with are only apartheid to making you more like that situation, or showing you that you're truly not out of that situation. And see, people do this because they remember when they were stupid. They remember when people took advantage of them. They remember when they didn't make the right decision and they stuck with certain things. They remember when they would have did this and they should have did that and they didn't. So you know what they do? They try to toss that in. It's just like a cold. You know, if somebody gets sick, they want to be in your face coughing. You know what I'm saying? Coughing all in your face. Because that germ has information. It wants to travel. That germ don't just want to be resident in you. That germ want to fill you up with all its family members, have your body all mucused out, and then they want to go to another body to make that body all mucused out until it spread to everybody. So it can be like, yo, we got a nation of germs. That's what a cold does. They don't tell you that though. And the same with any negative energy, it's not plentiful. It's not enough of it. So what they do is, in its own right, it tries to go and multiplies itself into everybody else because they can't drop that negative energy. So as soon as they can put that negative energy on you and you're having a bad experience or you're going through something by their hand, by default, they have passed that over to you, just like someone did to them. So your job is to build up the biggest block ever. I don't care who it is in life. I don't care who it is in life. You toss that ish aside and you keep it moving. Whatever the circumstance may be, you toss it aside because the job is keeping you how you came. The job is maintaining your greatness. The job is solidifying and babying that thing that came here from the Most High in the spirit that made you you. So trying to remember that is hard because you get so far in your head and you want to change to something else. You can actually hear people's voice change. You can see that. You can see a change in their eyes. You can see a change in their actions. And then that person is gone. And when they're gone, you want that person back until something else happened. And now this person is adding more and more and more to their character to where you will never see that person again. You'll see the outside figure of that person, the body, but the person on the inside is gone. And that's what a lot of people are not aware of when things take place. You're so busy being wrapped up in this world that you can't see you already lost yourself. It's just like a person who used drugs. Some of the worst drugs used to make people wake up months later, years later, and realize that the last place their mind was on a specific date. And when they come off those drugs, they think it's that same date. They be like, I'll be there next week. I told you I was coming. They be like, nigga, that was 5 years ago. And that's the reality. On all scales of life, it falls in the same premise. So negativity is a form of a drug too, because nobody likes to lose. Nobody likes to look like they made a mistake. Nobody likes to look like they made the wrong choice and they still following that dogmatically. Nobody loves that feeling when they know they're wrong. And that's the feeling you got to get used to feeling so you can get back to you. Because as you get older, that's true growth. True growth is being able to hold on to yourself and get it through all the stuff that tries to change it. Watch how strong yourself get. And you get a chance to hug you and love you. Look at you and be like, yo, we made it through that. That's nothing. I'm still going to be good. I'm still going to do that. There's so many things that I could be doing at this moment. But at the end of the day, I choose to put love into myself. Spend time with myself, read, baby me a little bit. Because I do that for people all the time. And personally, if I don't get it in reciprocation, I don't stress it because I already set myself up for other things. It's like, it's chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people think they smarter than you. You know what I mean? Like, and it'd be funny to me. I'd be like, yo, look at this. It'd be real funny to me. Because everybody still be willing to play a game. Everything is a game to people. Nobody want to take it serious. You know what I mean? Or if I can get past this, if I can do that, I'm slick. No, that just shows the level of maturity that exists within a person. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. I just wanted to drop this jewel real quick. You know what I mean? Be mindful of the information that you're getting. Be mindful of the situations that take place. And be mindful of how they change you. You already know the vibes. Love yourself. Respect.